Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collinsville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm asked I be an Indian again. I'm telling them that Collinsville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, Collinsville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1-2, but we're number one. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm by my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the cheapest crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play no sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm in the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen, sophomores,
High school,
juniors,
champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good evening, everyone, as we welcome you to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. As we get you set for some boys basketball action, it has been quite some time since we have seen the boys basketball team in action in person, and we're glad that we're here tonight, and we are very glad that you have decided to join us here on the Kahok Sports Network. My name is Todd Duke. Zach Roseman will be along here in just a little while to help us get through this evening as your Collinsville Kahawks host the O'Fallon Panthers, and we welcome you in to the Chiropractic Works pregame show. Chiropractic Works, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives, all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville, or give them a call at 343-3602 or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Kahawks come into this game with an overall record of 18-3. They are 3-2 in Southwestern Conference play, while the O'Fallon Panthers have struggled a bit this year as compared to the previous years. They are 7-12 on the year and 1-5 under head coach Brian Muniz, who is in his third season as the head man of the coach of the O'Fallon Panthers. His brother, of course, Joe, over at Belleville West, having a whale of a season. And Brian, hoping to turn things around here at some point for the O'Fallon Panthers and get them headed in that direction as well. Of course, Collinsville, coached by Darren Lee. Coach Lee now with 158 wins in his tenure here at Collinsville, to go along with 133 losses at the beginning of the year. Coach Lee was 140 for 130, so he was just 10 games over 500 when the season started. Now he is at 25 games over 500, guiding the Kahawks. So we'll look for that success to continue. As we mentioned, Coach Munoz in his third year, and he has 32 wins and 44 losses over his first couple of years, if you add in this year as well. For Collinsville, their 3 losses this year, well, they've all been buzzer beaters. They also had 3 tournaments this year. 2 of them they have took first place in, the Pyramid Plus tournament in Heron to start the year, and the just completed Jerseyville Midwinter Classic. So 2 first place trophies in those tournaments, and of course the second place trophy in their own Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. That was one of those buzzer beaters, lost to Springfield Southeast at the last second. And the other 2 was a loss to East St. Louis on a buzzer beater, and then a loss to Alton in a buzzer beater with like 4.1 seconds left. So Collinsville's 3 losses have all been very, very close. They come in ranked number 18 in the state, according to Max Prep in Class 4A basketball. So Collinsville is starting to make some headway and starting to get some notice here in the state of Illinois. Bad news on the JV side. The JV team lost 54-42. Could have been a lot worse. JV team was actually down 22-0 after 1 quarter of play, as Coach Eric Anderson, the junior varsity assistant coach and the head coach of the JV team, is off on some paternity leave. Just had a new baby. Congratulations to Coach and his wife and the rest of the family. And he's at home watching this with the rest of you all. So welcome in Mr. Coach Anderson. And the JV team didn't fare well, but like I said, it could have been a lot worse than just the loss of 54-42 after the beginning of that game. So we had a chance earlier to catch up with Collinsville head coach Darren Lee. We talked about a number of subjects, the Jerseyville tournament being one of them. Of course, we touched on this game as well against O'Fallon, and a bunch of good stuff in between. So sit back and enjoy my conversation with head coach Darren Lee, which will come your way next as the Chiropractic Works pregame show continues here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show. We're back at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium tonight for some boys basketball. It's been a while since we've had a boys basketball game on due to weather complications. We are getting ready to take on the O'Fallon Panthers tonight, and joining us on the Chiropractic Works pregame show is Collinsville head coach Darren Lee. Coach, let's go back to the Jerseyville tournament, a first place win for you guys. Tell us a little bit about the tournament and about your thought on your team's performance in the tournament.
Well, we played 3 games in 4 days, and so that was a grind for us. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, we were able to beat Kahok, relatively easily, I guess. And then Jersey, we really played well. We had struggled with them at different times, but we really struggled. We really played well in that game. Then Highland's a good basketball team, and they're big and strong. They beat us last year. A lot of the same players that they had, that we had, and We didn't shoot it very well against their zone, 2 for 12 from the arc, but we were able to, come out with a, I think a 5-7 point win, something like that. So it was a good tournament for us.
Weather kind of messed with that tournament as well. Pittsfield didn't get a chance to play. They were kind of snowed in. Did that mess with your guys' schedule or anything to do with the Kahawks?
No, it didn't. It didn't change us. It did help. I didn't say help. It changed Highlands a little bit. So they played. It was a little strange. They played some extra games because Pittsfield couldn't get down there, but it ended up with a championship game between us and Highland on Friday night, and that was probably what was going to happen no matter what. I don't think Pittsfield was going to beat Highland anyway. So.
All right, you always hear the term that defense wins championships. So I'm going to ask you, are you a defense guy, offense guy? When you conduct your practices, do you focus more on one or the other, or is it pretty much a split down the middle?
Well, it's always a split down the middle because you're going to have to have both. And, if you probably tracked it, most coaches are going to spend a little more time on offense just because there's more plays and there's more you get pressed, and I mean there's a little more things involved with your offense, but defense. So we do drills. We go over the other team's offense. We have not practiced a lot of zone this year. We spent most of our time on man-to-man, but you try to do 50-50. But in reality, probably each coach does a little more offense if they really tracked it in practice.
Basketball IQ. Some people have it, some people don't. Me, I would know a diamond press if it snapped me upside the head, but you know exactly what I'm talking about if I say those terms. But what is more important to you as a coach? Is it athletic ability or is it basketball IQ?
Well, that's I think it's a case-by-case basis. I mean, no matter how much basketball IQ you have, if you're 5 feet, it's going to be hard to play varsity basketball in our conference. So you're going to have to have some size and some athleticism, and then if you don't have that, or you could be Kawan Smith's guys if you have his kind of quickness and his kind of basketball IQ. But usually the basketball IQ is a little more for your guards because they have the ball in their hands a lot. So therefore they tend to need to have a little better basketball IQ just because they're the ones that got the ball a lot. So the bigs are down there posting blocks, going to grab rebounds and so forth. But there's no doubt it's important. But kids can develop that as they go through your program 3 or 4 years. Kids their basketball IQ becomes higher, and it really becomes amazing at the elite levels. When I went to NBA training camps, how high their basketball IQs were, how quickly they picked up offenses was incredible. I mean, even myself, as a pretty guy, I watched those guys and they'd pick them up in an instant. So and it keeps increasing as kids get older and they get into college and so forth.
Do you have somebody on your team right now who has a good mixture of both of those?
A mixture of basketball IQ and talent. Well, Rayshon Taylor obviously does, or he's getting 21 a game. It's hard to get that without having both. So, there's no doubt those two guys are leading us in scoring. Him and Marshall do a nice job. Kawan at the point. I mean, really all of them. I mean, because it's hard to be at what we're doing at 18-3 without knowing what's going on.
Can you be successful with one without the other? Can you be successful in the game of basketball with just athletic ability alone?
It's hard. But the coach can control a lot of that. They can tell you do this, do that, and if kids listen, they can help that along. So a little bit of that can be coached if the kids are going to listen. So and you can, if you got a lot of athletic ability. Now, when you say athletic ability, you're saying can they shoot it? They're going to have to be able to shoot it. I mean, you're not going to win very many games if you can't knock shots down. So athletic ability is nothing if you can't shoot it in the basket. And you're going to have some guys do that.
All right, you guys got O'Fallon tonight. You beat them at their place earlier in the year. What are you looking for out of your team tonight?
Well, I think we need to sit down and guard them and keep them. I think we can get them stopped defensively. They don't have a really right now because their go-to scorers are so young. We just got. I think we can contain them, and probably won't. I don't think we will diamond press tonight a lot. We'll see. They can keep them away from the basket. We stop Riley and stop the freshman guard, keep him away from the basket. Hopefully, I think we can guard them. Then offensively, I don't know what to expect. How they're going to guard us. They play us man. They play zone. They can play a combination defense. We prepared for all of them. We're not sure what's going to happen defensively, but we did prepare for each of them. We'll find out the first possession. In the last game, they mixed it up zone and man, so they played both. So hopefully we can handle that. But I think we should be able to guard them. I'll be disappointed if we can't. But last game, we struggled to guard them in the fourth quarter for whatever reason. So hopefully our man-to-man's good and can get us a win.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
And that's it, Coach Darren Lee of your Collinsville Kahawks. We'll take a break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. We'll send you the starting five for each team, plus some more notes for you along the way as the pregame show continues here on the Kahawks Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is a T3 certified tire center, and they can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not so basic stuff like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations: Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook.
Hi, I'm Colton Pareko. I want to thank the team at RE/MAX Alliance for helping me find my first home. It couldn't have been any easier. If you're in the game for a new home, contact my friends at RE/MAX Alliance.
And once again, welcome back into the broadcast balcony here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Todd Duke, Zach Roseman along with you as we get you set for this matchup between Collinsville and the O'Fallon Panthers. Here are your starters, each 5. And we begin with the O'Fallon Panthers. They have 5'8" sophomore Drew Tebby. That'll be followed by another sophomore. He stands at 6'5". That is Sean Riley II. Then you have a junior for the Panthers, 6 foot even, Amari Wells, another guy who's 6 foot even, but he's a freshman. That is Caleb Burton. And the final piece of the puzzle for O'Fallon, 6'6" sophomore Cameron Neal. So as you can tell, the O'Fallon Panthers are very young. They're missing a couple of their players tonight, most notably Kyle Dismukes. He has 101 points on the year, and he scored the most points for O'Fallon in that loss against Collinsville. That was back on the 30th of November. Dismukes had 14 points in that game. That was the first game right after Collinsville returned from the Pyramid Plus tournament in Heron, and Collinsville won that game 61-48. Rayshawn Taylor in that game had 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 steals. He went 3 for 7 from beyond the three-point stripe and 6 for 10 from the free throw line. Marshall Harrison chipped in 14 in that game, and Zane Baker had 13 in that contest. Here are your starters for Collinsville. We will start with Zane Baker, the 5'11 senior, followed by Kawan Smith, the 5'9 junior, Rayshawn Taylor, the 6'1 junior, Marshall Harrison, the 6'3 senior, and Aaron Moulton, the 6'6 junior. In that game, back on the 30th of November, here's how the team stats went. Collinsville went 20 of 43 from the floor for 46.5%, while O'Fallon hit 40% of their shots, going 16 for 40. From the three-point stripe, Collinsville hit 6 of 13, while O'Fallon hit 6 of 16. From the free throw line, Collinsville went 15 of 24, while O'Fallon went 10 of 15, so both shot just a little bit above 60%. Rebound, that battle one was won by Collinsville 32-18, and each team turned the ball over 11 times. For Collinsville, they come in averaging a pretty good clip on offense, 66.3 points per game. That is just a couple of points per game behind Belleville West at 68.1. And defensively, that's where Collinsville is making their living right now. They have the best defensive numbers in the Southwestern Conference, only giving up 44.6 points per game. Belleville West, by the way, giving up 52.2 points per game, so that's a little bit of a wide margin there. For O'Fallon, they're on the lower end of both of those, giving up 49 points per game, almost 50 at 49.8, and scoring an average of 45.2 per game. So they're giving up more per game than they're scoring there, Zach Roseman.
Well, you got to score more points than the other team to win. That's probably an explanation for why they are 7-11.
7-12, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, they've struggled a little bit. Not used to seeing that from an O'Fallon team. O'Fallon's owned Collinsville over the last few years, as the history will tell you. 11-27 Collinsville is over the last 19 years against O'Fallon. That includes a 1-3 mark in the playoffs. Coach Lee picked up his 6th win against O'Fallon back in that November game, but he has 13 losses, and he has a 1-2 record in playoff action against O'Fallon as well. So actually kind of nice to see the tables turned a little bit, as the O'Fallon Panthers have kind of owned the Kahawks over the last few years.
Yeah, you know, they've had some good players over the past few years. Roosevelt Jones from a few years ago, I think he wound up going to Butler. And then last year you had, you know, Jalen Hodge, Ronnie Anthony.
Don't forget the Roostios.
Oh yeah, they've had some good players over the past few years.
They have. So they're in a little bit of a downturn right now, the Collinsville or the O'Fallon Panthers are. While Collinsville obviously on a bit of an uptick, as their 18-3 record would indicate. What are your thoughts on some of the stuff that Coach Lee was talking about?
It was certainly interesting. It was I can't talk. It was certainly an interesting conversation that the two of you had. I like Coach Lee. I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to the nuts and bolts of how an offense or a defense works. So I found it was pretty cool to listen to.
I am not in that realm. I am not the nerd. I probably know more about baseball than I do any other sport. Football would probably be next. Hockey would probably be after that, and then would come basketball. So I never really have been a student of the game. I enjoy the game on the high school level. I enjoy it somewhat on the college level, but I don't watch any NBA. I don't pay attention to the NBA at all.
You and I are very alike in that regard. I will watch some college. I watch a lot of high school. I will watch some college, although with my Illinois Fighting Illini not having the best of years, I haven't watched a
that
ton.
usually helps. Yeah, when you have a local team that is in it every year or close to it, that usually does help. Me, most of my radio jobs were in Missouri, and I always was the board operator during Mizzou basketball games, so I kind of became a bigger Mizzou fan than an Illini fan. Here is Cameron Neal, the 6'6" sophomore for O'Fallon, facing the 6'6" junior for Collinsville in Aaron Moulton. Collinsville, of course, is the home team. They're dressed in the white uniforms, trimmed in the purple numbers with Kahoks in purple written across the fronts of their jerseys, while the O'Fallon Panthers have on their dark blue jerseys trimmed in gold and the word O'Fallon written across the fronts of their jerseys. Collinsville wins the tip-off. We are underway, and the Kahawks get first crack at offense. Here is Rayshawn Taylor from the left wing. Out to the top of the key to Zane Baker. Over to Kawan Smith in front of the O'Fallon bench. Smith drives and pulls back from the free throw line. Collinsville 18-3, O'Fallon 7-12.
Nice to see Collinsville looking to be pretty patient in this first possession. They've taken about 30 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, there was a shot, probably an ill-advised, not a good shot. That was a nice rebound effort there, and what a answer by Rayshawn Taylor on the three-point shot after Collinsville. Rayshawn Taylor punched that ball out of the O'Fallon player's hands just as he grabbed that rebound. So that's a nice way to turn that into 3 points when it really wasn't going to turn into much of anything there.
Yeah. And
a travel. Yeah, Marshall Harrison took a probably ill-advised shot from an off angle, tried to do a little hook shot right in front of the free throw line and thankfully, things worked out for the best because Collinsville is up 3-0. We've played 1 minute and 5 seconds of this first quarter. Here's Kawan Smith, a little floater right from the free throw line, and Smith is on the board, and Collinsville is up 5-0.
Yeah, and looks like Collinsville are going to come out and run that man press that they have run at various points and to varying degrees of success over the course of the season.
Here is Caleb Burton, 6-foot freshman for the O'Fallon Panthers. He takes it around to the top of the key. He'll launch a three-point shot. He will miss that one. And the rebound knocked to the ground by Aaron Moulton, and a save by Kawan Smith means that the O'Fallon Panthers end up with the rebound, and they end up with points after that as well, as Sean Riley picks up his team's first 2 points of this game. 5-2, Collinsville up by 3 as we approach 6 minutes to play here in this opening quarter. Here is Rayshawn Taylor. He'll hand the ball off to Kawan Smith. Smith returns the favor, and Taylor bluffs the three, dumps it back off to Smith, and I think he was trying for a shot as he was off to the left of the free throw line, but he kind of mishandled it, and it slipped out of his hands and went straight out of bounds. Collinsville's first turnover.
Yeah, I thought for a second that maybe he definitely went up for the shot, but I think he may have tried to pass it in or something.
I think he changed his mind in mid-throw, and that's why it went awry. So
yeah,
we've seen that happen before in football where a quarterback goes back and wants to throw it another receiver, changes his mind, and the ball comes out of his hand. Here inside the perimeter was a 8-foot jump shot by Caleb Burton that hits the mark, and Collinsville's lead is down to 1. It's 5-4 with 5.5 to play here in this opening quarter. Rayshawn Taylor gives it up to Zane Baker, over to Kawan Smith. Smith dribbles his way back out toward the slot and gives it up there to Taylor. Now over on the left wing for Baker, back outside. Taylor will launch a three-pointer. It rattles but won't fall. And the rebound belongs to O'Fallon. Panthers bring it up. Here is Amari Wills, and Wills has his pocket picked by Kawan Smith. Smith comes in from the left side, and he's fouled. Ball does not drop, but Kawan Smith will go to the free throw line, and Amari Wills will pick up the game's first foul.
Almost 3 minutes without a foul, so hasn't been too much to call, but nice to see that. Thanks for
Smith at the free throw line, 54.7% shooter on the year, and he misses the first one.
O'Fallon makes some sub.
Logan Lowry, the 6-foot sophomore, checks into the game.
A lot of sophomores on this.
A lot of sophomores. Here is Kawan Smith for Collinsville. He'll make the second end. Smith now with 3 points. Rayshawn Taylor has the other 3. Collinsville is up 6-4. They put just a little bit of pressure into the backcourt, but then release. And here comes Caleb Burton. Burton ditches it off in the corner. Here's a 3-point shot from there, and that one's good. And O'Fallon takes the lead as Drew Tebby hits his team's first three-pointer of the night. 7-6, O'Fallon up by 1. Here's Kawan Smith, over to Taylor, back to Smith. Free throw line to Moulton as Collinsville passing the ball around lickety-split and with a lot of zip. Here is Kawan Smith, floats from the free throw line, can't get it to fall. Rebound, foul call. This is going to go against Smith. I thought for a second they might call a jump ball as Smith clamped onto it for a while, but I think actually the O'Fallon player clamped onto Smith's arm and the ball at the same time.
Well, he definitely came down with the rebound at first.
Oh, yeah. That would have been Cameron Neal, the 6'6" sophomore. Now a jump ball will be called. Possession arrow in favor of O'Fallon, so it stays O'Fallon's ball anyway, as Kawan Smith this time did get the jump ball called.
And number 23.
Caleb Burton will inbound from near midcourt, and he'll do so into the backcourt to Drew Tebby, and then Burton gets it right back. He begins his push forward. 4:20 left to play here in this first quarter. Here's a drive by Burton, and boy, that door just opened wide for him over on the right side. And all of a sudden, Coach Lee wants a timeout as his team trails by 3 points. It's 9-6, 4:13 left to play here in this opening quarter. Let's thank some of our sponsors. How about Metro East Roofing and Guttering? Locally owned and operated since 1987 by brothers and Kahok alums, Tony and Corey Jones. Metro East Roofing and Guttering can help with your roofing, guttering, and siding needs. They're located at 1231 Lebanon Road in Collinsville. Metro East Roofing and Guttering is the hometown company you know and trust. Give them a call, 345-5679 today for your free estimate. And you can visit their Facebook page at Metro East Roofing and guttering. Probably a good timeout call there by Coach Lee as O'Fallon kind of having their way right now, moving the ball up the court. And boy, that big lane opened up, that seam opened up for Burton, and he could have drove a Mack truck through that seam.
Yeah, I have to give credit. I've seen this O'Fallon team, I guess this will be the third game that I've seen them, and I feel like this is a team that plays a little bit better than their record would indicate. Yeah, they're 7-12, but especially when they're on, they're not a bad basketball team at all.
Well, you know, they beat Edwardsville by 2 points this year. They had another one that they lost by 8, and other than that, in their last few, they've lost 3 in a row. They have the O'Fallon Panthers. They've not won 2 in a row all year long. They lost 2 in a row 3 times this year, and as I mentioned, they're just on their current 3-game skid. Now a turnover, but Collinsville then gets it right back, throws it up to Marshall Harrison, off the glass for 2, and Harrison will head to the line.
Harrison is a...
Lowry picks up the foul for O'Fallon. Harrison, 57.1 from the free throw line as Kadrian Jones comes in for the first time in this game. He'll take the place of Aaron Moulton, and that's the first and only change that Coach Lee has made thus far.
Harrison will dribble the ball twice. And
they have their routines they go through, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah, well,
first one is no good. And a foul on Rayshawn Taylor, went for the steal and got more arm than anything else.
Yeah. So Rayshawn picks up 1. Each team now with 2 fouls. 3:50 left to play here in this first quarter. Here come the O'Fallon Panthers. This is Logan Lowry. Lowry races it up court, being shadowed by Smith. Or, excuse me, Rayshawn Taylor. Now Smith over there guarding Burton. Burton throws it up into the left wing for Tebby. And now a baseline move for Riley. Back out to the top of the key. O'Fallon looking to penetrate. They do so. Here comes some room from the paint, but a missed slam home by Cameron Neal. No good. And then Burton gets the rebound and brings it home for a 3-pointer.
Well,
Collinsville down 12-8. 3:15 left to play here in this first quarter. Here is a bounce pass over to Kadrian Jones, who tries for 3. It rolls across the rim, and there with the rebound is Riley for the Panthers. Panthers bring it up, almost lost control of the ball, but it's picked up by Riley. He'll then give it up to Burton. Burton drives up court, has his pocket picked by Kawan Smith once again. Up to Taylor, and off the glass, too hard. Rebound being volleyed for, and then it's pushed out of bounds on a valiant effort there by Cameron Neal, as all kinds of guys were going for the ball.
Especially on the offensive side of things, Collinsville have come out a little bit sloppy. And, well, if you play sloppy, you're not going to score very much, and that's why they're down by 4 points.
Inbound pass comes in. Taylor drives from the right side. Off the glass, good for 2. Rayshawn Taylor now has 5, and Collinsville's back to within 2, 12-10. 2:35 left to play here in this opening quarter. Here is Amari Wills. Wills brings the ball up at midcourt, over onto the wing now. Lowry, and over onto the far side in front of the O'Fallon bench. Then offset free throw to the left, and using a little bit of glass is Sean Riley. He now has 4, and that is the lead for O'Fallon. 14-10, 2:15 left to play here in this first quarter. Here's Kawan Smith for Collinsville. Out at midcourt. Underhands the ball to Rayshawn Taylor, and then Taylor gives it back. Now into the corner, Taylor goes. Left-hand side of the court. Back out front. And Taylor will launch another 3-pointer. This one skips across the rim. And there is Amari Wills with the rebound for O'Fallon. Wills over into the corner now for Lowry. And outside the lane, a picked up ball by Kadrian Jones to Rayshawn Taylor. He has the ball knocked out of his hands. Then he takes a spill to the floor. And a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of Collinsville, so they'll keep it. I was just trying to make sure Rayshawn wasn't hurt.
Yeah, that would not be good
at all. It would not. Rayshawn Taylor has a little grimace on his face, though. He's in a little bit of pain, but he's all right. He'll inbound, and He'll do so to Kawan Smith deep on the left wing. 1:35 left to play here in this opening quarter. Smith takes it to the right side, and Marshall Harrison will launch a three himself, and he'll hit nothing but net.
That is his first bucket of the game, correct?
Marshall Harrison had a two-pointer earlier. He's got 5, and Collinsville trails by 1. 1:20 left to play here in this first quarter, and here with the ball, it is Isaiah Kraft, and Kraft travels.
Second time that an O'Fallon ball handler has come up and kind of stopped kind of awkwardly and traveled.
Get a little skid going on there.
Kinda.
Sean Taylor is going to inbound in front of his own bench. Does so to Kawan Smith. Smith in the backcourt. Brings it forward with 1:10 left to play. First quarter action.
O'Fallon have not really quite sure what their defense is. At times it looks like man, and at other times it looks like a 2-3 zone.
Taylor misses on that three-pointer.
Good
Adrian
rebound.
Jones gets the rebound, puts it up,
Oh.
won't go in. Marshall Harrison tried to smack it back up there. And then, oh, what a save by Marshall Harrison to Kadrian Jones for the 2 points.
Kind of a crazy passage of play there. I was surprised that it didn't go out of bounds.
Well, we're going to have another foul, and this one looks like it's going to go against Kadrian Jones. He'll be his first. That was a great turn of events down there. Marshall Harrison almost smacked that ball back into the basket. Then he was still down there right underneath the basket at the baseline and saved it from going out of bounds. And then threw it back into a teammate, and guess what? Turned it into points. Collinsville has their lead back, 15-14. Here over on the right wing is Riley. He'll dribble and drive, and the avenue was then cut off, but we're going to have another foul coming up against Jones.
That one not as much, but the one before I would say was a little bit soft, but either way, that's 2 quick fouls on him, and here comes Aaron Moulton back into the game.
Yep, Jones will head to the bench. 19.9 seconds left to play here in this first quarter.
And
Collinsville up by 1 as
Oh.
Chris Porter checks into the game for the O'Fallon Panthers. He'll take the place of Isaiah Kraft. Inbound pass will come from underneath of the O'Fallon basket by Tebby. Tebby, a bounce pass in now for Lowry, and Lowry will take it back out toward the scorer's table.
You would think that the Panthers would want to hold for the last shot here.
Looks like that's what they're going to do. Now back over to Lowry. Lowry will pull up and take a three-point shot. He'll be a little bit short. Rebound belongs to Rayshawn Taylor. Collinsville with enough time to score themselves, and they do just that. Right before the buzzer, Kawan Smith picks up his 5th point, and Collinsville has a 3-point lead after 1 quarter of play. 17-14. We will take a break and come back and give you the second quarter in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Agape. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, and accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs, sauces, and they donate 25 cents of each unit sold to first responder and military organizations that focus on providing aid to the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot Sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
17-14, our score after 1 quarter of play. Collinsville with the 3-point lead. As we begin the second quarter at midcourt, O'Fallon with the ball. Inbound pass comes into Tebby in the backcourt. He'll move it forward, trying to get around Zane Baker. On the wing to Riley. Riley on the right wing, now into the paint. Turnaround, shot, won't fall in. Collinsville there with the rebound. Rayshawn Taylor comes down with it, and Cameron Neal was all over his back. Rayshawn was giving Cameron Neal a piggyback ride. That is an over-the-back call.
That is probably the best term I would have come up with to describe what that was.
That is the epitome of an over-the-back call. Here is Kawan Smith. He'll bring the ball up with his team up by 3. 7:35 to go in this first half, just underway in the second quarter. Taylor with a quick pass to Moulton, and Moulton had the ball knocked right out of his hands by Cameron Neal. Back-to-back fouls against Neal, and he has picked up 2 quick ones.
Well, as Kedrian Jones did for Collinsville, so Cameron Neal does for O'Fallon.
Each team now has 4 fouls, and to the free throw line it is Aaron Moulton, who is a 66.7% free throw shooter.
And missed the first one.
Every time I divulge the information on the percentage, it seems like they miss. Maybe I should just wait till they take their first shot before I say anything. Jalen Watson, the 6'5 sophomore, checks into the game for O'Fallon. It seems like every time I talk about somebody, they're a sophomore, aren't they? You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sophomores on their roster. Moulton hits the second one. And let's see, they have 2 freshmen on their roster. Not one, okay, 1 junior and 2 seniors. Ball ends up out of bounds.
We'll stay with O'Fallon.
Looks like it. I don't know.
They're saying
I never did see him point anywhere.
I've definitely heard blue. I think they're saying it went off of Rayshawn Taylor's hip.
Okay. And Rayshawn was throwing up his arms like, I didn't touch the ball. At any rate, O'Fallon gets to keep it, and here is Riley. He'll hand the ball off to Tebby. Tebby at the top of the key picks up his dribble, almost moved his feet. Now back over to Riley. Riley. Sean Riley the second. We'll ditch the ball off to Burton. Into the corner now, and back out front for Riley. Top of the key. 1 minute gone here in this second quarter. Collinsville up by 4, 18-14. Here is Tebby. Baseline shot from about 8 feet out. Can't get it to go. Rebound belongs to Aaron Moulton. Here come the Kahawks. Rayshawn Taylor. He'll bring it up to the left side. Take it to the right. Into the corner for Zane Baker. Back out to Taylor. A no-look pass for Aaron Moulton. Moulton had that ball knocked out of his hands by Jalen Watson. And the O'Fallon Panthers try to take advantage of it, and it's going to be a free throw try that's going to help them along. Sean Riley will head to the free throw line.
I think he got fouled by, Marshall Harrison.
Harrison picks up his first. Riley to the free throw line, a 60.2% free throw shooter on the year. Riley, by the way, is the team's leading scorer for O'Fallon, 182 points on the year. No one for O'Fallon is in double digits as far as an average is concerned. Riley is the closest at 9.6.
Well, that's kind of a weird matchup for us. You've got Marshall, who's about 6'3". He's given up about 4 inches to Riley. He'll make the second one.
2-point lead now for Collinsville. Here comes Kawan Smith.
He'll pass it over to Rayshawn Taylor. And
Taylor brings it up into the corner. Marshall Harrison back out to the free throw line, and they'll play catch for a little while. Back over to Smith on the left wing, now closer into the corner for Zane Baker. Baker will launch a 3-point shot. That one's good. I was wondering when he was going to let one go. Everybody else has. That was the first one for Baker, and he hits it 21-16 in favor of Collinsville. Here is Amari Wills. Wills brings the ball up, moves it across the timeline, and then almost lost the handle on the ball. Throws it up over on the far side for Burton. He'll dribble and drive, then dump the ball off, and then he travels. Ooh. That's good because Moulton was about to commit a foul. And probably would have if the whistle wouldn't have already blown for the turnover.
I didn't really see his feet, so I'm not going to pass too much judgment on the call, but that was definitely would have been a foul on Moulton.
Here is a Kawan Smith 3-point try, and he hits his as well. Every starter except for Aaron Moulton has a 3-point basket now. And a turnover by O'Fallon. We'll give the ball back to Collinsville. Here is Marshall Harrison. He'll wait for Moulton and the rest of the group to catch up. Over to Taylor in the left corner. He'll try to drive baseline. That avenue's cut off. Now back out front we go. Smith over to Marshall Harrison, and his 3-point try falls a little bit short. Rebound this time belongs to O'Fallon. Tebby brings the ball up for the Panthers with 4:55 left to play here in this first half. Out front for Burton. Burton had that ball almost picked off. Now it's on the ground, and Tebby picks it up. And then, well, that wasn't anybody else's fault. That was just Burton falling over the body of Kawan Smith, who is still laying on the floor, and now
A
push.
push on Moulton?
I think it was Moulton with the push.
Yeah.
Moulton gets his first foul.
And Kedrian Jones will come back in.
KJ checked back into the game. 4:39 left to play here in this second quarter. 24-16, Collinsville with the lead.
And
Another whistle.
I think that one will be on KJ.
Yep.
Dang.
Wow, that's not what Coach Lee wanted to see. Bring him back in to take Aaron Moulton's place and immediately pick up a foul, and now Moulton is going to come back in and take Jones's place.
Oh, you don't want to see both big men get into foul trouble, especially against a team with a decent amount of height like O'Fallon has.
Back to the free throw line, Sean Riley. He just hit 2 from there. And make it 3. Collinsville is 2 for 5 from the free throw line, while Sean Riley is 3 for 3. Only free throw participant in the game thus far for O'Fallon.
We'll see if he can make it 4, and
He does. That gets O'Fallon back to within 6. Here is Rayshawn Taylor. He'll give it up to Kawan Smith. Smith over on the left wing now for Zane Baker, back out front. And now on the right wing for Smith. Top of the key, Taylor, Baker, Taylor. Over to Smith. One dribble, gives it up. Marshall Harrison, baseline move. Nicely done. And Collinsville up by 8.
Harrison now has 7 points.
You are correct.
All right.
Here is Amari Willis. Willis over to Burton, into the corner for Riley. Riley back out front to the top of the key for Watson. Watson to Tebby. Tebby drives and free throw line, almost lost the ball. Burton picks it up, drives baseline, no good on the shot. There is Rayshawn Taylor with the rebound for Collinsville. Kahawks bring the ball back up, leading by 8. Here is Taylor trying to make it 10. He can't. And a rebound and a putback by Marshall Harrison will make it a 10-point lead with a chance to stretch it to 11.
Harrison's kind of had kind of a quiet start, and then all of a sudden he's had probably about 5 points in the last minute and a half or so, I would say.
Harrison has missed his one and only free throw here tonight. Not this time.
And Coach Muniz wants timeout.
60-second timeout for the O'Fallon Panthers. That'll give us a chance to thank some more of our sponsors. How about Pace Design and Construction in Maryville? Whether building a home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville, they can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call, 618-407-5466, or online at pacedesignconstruct.com.
We just had the respective cheer teams recognized. They have their sectionals tomorrow. And also former Collinsville principal Eric Floor, who is down in the area for the bowling state championships.
Yep, he's here. Said hello to him earlier. And not good news from St. Clair Bowl today, folks. Collinsville, after the first 3 games before they broke for lunch, was in 3rd place. And Ethan Gardner bowled a 299 in the second game, and he was in 2nd place before lunch. After lunch, things just kind of fell apart for the Kahawks. They dropped all the way down to 13th. They missed the cut. They will not advance to tomorrow's second day of the state championships, but Ethan Gardner and Ryan Warner do advance as individuals.
Ryan Warner is in 9th, I believe.
I think so, yeah. Rayshawn Taylor comes down and hits his 7th point, and he's fouled in the process as well.
That foul's on 11.
Sean Riley, the second, picks up his first. 16 foul for O'Fallon. Collinsville already has 7 on the board. Here is Rayshawn, and his 66.7% free throw shooting just went up a tick.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's a 14-point
I know,
lead for
huh?
Collinsville. Kind of how the
3-point game after one quarter, and Collinsville has just kind of opened it up here, which is, well, helped out by another turnover. That's the 9th turnover by O'Fallon, and that's why Collinsville has the biggest lead as they do.
kind of how the girls' game went on Thursday. Close game up until about the
Second quarter. Yeah.
this time, and then all of a sudden, of course, it was O'Fallon
Right.
in that game, but here it is Collinsville, just sort of and
Fight for the ball in the paint, and finally a jump ball is going to be called. Possession arrow remains in favor of Collinsville. That was almost a rugby scrum that broke out there, huh?
yeah, I think Collinsville were looking for a foul.
Could have been, easily.
Yeah, probably could have been one the other way too.
Yep.
But either way, Rayshawn Taylor will inbound.
Does so all the way out to midcourt to Zane Baker. Baker will get it right back from Smith, and a bounce pass over onto the other wing, and Baker gets it back wide open for 3, and then Tebby cut him off at the last moment, or he was going to take it. Here's Rayshawn Taylor with a dribble drive. He's mugged underneath, and then he somehow ends up with the rebound in his hands while he was standing out of bounds.
I don't think he really had control of the ball, but he was definitely the last guy to touch it.
Yep.
So it just sort of fell out of bounds.
That is just the 4th turnover for Collinsville here in this first half. 2.5 minutes to go here in this second quarter. Here is Burton for O'Fallon. He'll give it up to Riley, who will give it up over here on the wing for Wills. Maury Wills. Back to Riley. Riley, right wing, dribble just once over on the left wing, back to Wills. Wills, he lost control of the ball off of his foot and out of bounds, and O'Fallon now has 10 turnovers.
No.
Oh, they turned it the other way?
I think the call was immediately off of Collinsville.
Really? I thought I saw that ball off of his foot.
That's far enough away.
Yeah, I can't argue. Wills was dribbling and driving, and then the ball went out of bounds. I just assumed it was off his foot. Oh, there's Rayshawn Taylor and Kawan Smith teaming up on a steal. Taylor turns it into 2.
He has.
Well, now that is the 10th turnover
He has 12
for
points
O'Fallon.
now.
He does. Here is Burton. Brings it up and loses it. 11th turnover. Here is Marshall Harrison. Had the ball knocked out of bounds from behind him by Isaiah Kraft. And Collinsville will inbound from underneath of their own basket. 1:43 left to play here in this first half. Rayshawn Taylor handles the inbounding chores once again. Bounces it into Marshall Harrison. Harrison puts a strong move off the glass. Can't get it to fall, though. And the rebound all the way in front of the O'Fallon bench. Panthers pick it up. Here comes Burton. 90 seconds left to play here in this second quarter. Burton, top of the key, or midcourt, excuse me. Over onto the left wing now for Riley. Back over this way for Kraft. Isaiah Kraft at the top of the key. Got stuck there for a minute. Now gives it up to Riley. Riley is directing traffic with 1:10 left to play here in this first half. Now over into the corner for Wills. Wills drives into the paint, takes the shot high, up off the glass. Rebound was put back. Oh, that was a try. One of those really bounce it off your body kind of moves, but it backfired, and then Kawan Smith is going to get called for a charge.
That was probably a 50-50 call. Not good. That's one that I would say could have gone either way. And Laurent Gialdini will come in for Kawan Smith for
That was his
Collinsville.
second foul, so he'll go to the bench for a little bit. And Chris Porter checks back into the game for O'Fallon. Gialdini, he comes in. 54 points on the year, 84% free throw shooter, so he's good from the line, having hit 11 of 13 at the varsity level this year. Here's Burton. Burton put his hand right in the face of Rayshawn Taylor, no call. 3-point shot from the corner, no good. Rebound picked up by Collinsville.
And Coach Lee will have Rayshawn Taylor back off, and the Kahoks will hold for one shot. Spread the floor way out and just play catch for a few seconds.
Three guys right at the midcourt stripe. Harrison, Gialdini right in front of the scorer's bench, and Taylor right at midcourt. Taylor trying to throw a hip check in and get rid of Porter. Down to 10 seconds. Rayshawn and company will make their move right about now. Here is Taylor. No look past Gelladini. Free throw line. Shot no good. Rebound. Gelladini gets it back and puts it in. Right before the buzzer. Collinsville stretches their lead 36-18. And now we welcome you in to our halftime show, brought to you by Cafe Agape in Collinsville. Nachos, burgers, way too many sides to list, and a host of other wonderful menu items to choose from. Cafe Agape also offers catering service as well as delivery of some of the best homemade food in the area. They just recently went through a menu change, and they now have a location opened up at the old KFC Hall in Collinsville, right up the street there from the middle school. So if you'd like more information on the new menu or the new location, give Cafe Agape a call today at 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. We'll take a look around, see what halftime scores we can find for you, and we'll give you the notes from this first half action where Collinsville leads 36-18. Back in a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the to-go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is a T3 certified tire center, and they can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not so basic stuff like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations: Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611 online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook. All Pro Tees is your place for custom apparel for your school, business, sports team, and more. All Pro Tees offers a variety of services and options, and they'll walk you through that process step by step. They pride themselves in being a local Collinsville business, and they specialize in helping their clients promote and grow that business, all with custom apparel. All Pro Tees, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or call 344-2200. Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the to-go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their second year of operation on Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Pub House, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Call 855-9100 or online, sloanspubhouse.com.
And once again, we welcome you back into the Cafe Agape halftime show here on the Kahok Sports Network, where we have a 36-18 game. An 18-point lead belonging to your Collinsville Kahawks. Got a text message from Coach Blaha and the wrestling team. Wrestling team finishes their last 2 duels of the year by defeating Wood River 69-9 and Jacksonville 58-21 to run their record to 22-7 for the year. So congratulations to the Kahawk wrestling team as they will be off to their postseason tournament here in just a little while. What you got for scores there, sir? Got anything?
Well, to add on to that, their regional will be next Saturday, February the 2nd at Granite City, I believe.
Okay.
But, yes, here are some scores from the area. A first quarter score, Muscuda are up on Triad 13-12. Second quarter, Litchfield and Roxana are both tied at 17. My old stomping grounds, Waterloo, are up on Civic Memorial 19-18 in the second quarter. Pinckneyville are up by 6 points on Sparta 18-12. That is in the second quarter. And Jabot and Chester are tied at 17. Over on the other side of the river, 2 of the better teams in St. Louis, CBC and Chaminade, are playing each other. The Cadets are up by 2 points, 46-44 in the third quarter. Granite City are up on North Tech by 10 points. Collinsville played North Tech earlier in the year and beat them pretty comfortably. Jerseyville are down by 5 at halftime to, I would assume, Alton Marquette, but the app that we are getting these off of says Ottawa Marquette. I don't know. A bit farther out, the Chrysler Rock Lutheran Silver Stallions out of Centralia are up by 5, 11-6 over the Aces of Mulberry Grove. And to turn our focus back here, the boys soccer team was recognized. They, of course, had a very successful season, third in state.
Yeah, they got their recognition here tonight, and they're all looking snazzy down there. Coach Hayes.
Coach Lugie and company.
Yeah, Coach Lugie and the guys. Haven't seen them since the big celebration they had in the gym when they came back from state. So that was nice to see them. All right, let's take a look at your halftime stats here in this game where it is 36-18. Collinsville up by 18. They had a 17-14 advantage after 1 quarter of play, a quarter that saw O'Fallon take a couple of leads in that game, but Collinsville stretched that 3-point lead after holding O'Fallon to just 4 points in the second half. Collinsville outscoring the Panthers in that second quarter, 19-4. Leading scorer in this one, well, that's a shared duty between Rayshawn Taylor and Marshall Harrison. Each of them have 10. 8 points for Kawan Smith, 3 points for Zane Baker, then 2 apiece for Kadrian Jones and Laurent Geladini, while Aaron Moulton has 1 point. Leading scorer for O'Fallon, Sean Riley has 8, Caleb Burton has 7, and Drew Tebby has 3. Collinsville winning the battle of the boards 10-7. O'Fallon has turned the ball over 11 times compared to Collinsville's 4. And from the lines, Collinsville has hit 4 of their 7 free throws, while the Panthers have hit all 4 of theirs. That's Sean Riley going 4 for 4. Collinsville 4 of 9 from beyond the 3-point stripe, while the O'Fallon Panthers are 2 of 5. That's a look at your halftime show brought to you by our good friends at Cafe Agape. We'll take a break, come back, bring you second half action. We'll do that here in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the To-Go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233.
And we welcome you back into the Kahok Sports Network. We're just about ready to start the second half of action as the Kahawks have a 36-18 lead over the O'Fallon Panthers. Coaches are giving their final instructions to the players, and we will be ready here in just a moment for some more high school basketball.
We have a pretty light schedule for you next week, actually, as we kind of waited things out to see what was going to happen with the hockey playoff schedule, but that came out a couple of days ago, and they don't start till February 4th. So as of right now, I have a girls basketball game scheduled on Tuesday, and then a boys game scheduled for Saturday. Nothing in between there. That's the only two things I have on the schedule, but we might throw some things around. Here is O'Fallon as we begin the second half of play. Collinsville leading this one by 18. O'Fallon has the ball first, and now they don't. 12th turnover for the Panthers. We'll give the ball back to Collinsville, and Collinsville will have the first shot at putting up some offensive numbers here in the second half.
Switched ends. That'll be O'Fallon basketball.
Oh, well, I could have swore that was out of – I watched the guy just lose the ball and then knocked it out of bounds.
Guess they're saying the Collinsville guy tipped it. There we go. Now they have
All
12
right,
turnovers.
well, now I don't have to erase my turnover. Oh! Zane Baker puts it in the basket just as Cameron Neal was trying to go in for the block. You heard his hand smack the glass back there. And Collinsville now up by 20. And here comes a dribble and a drive. And the basket counts for Amari Wills. And the foul will count
against Aaron Moulton.
Against Moulton.
Yep, he has 2 now. This will be the first guy not named Sean Riley to shoot 3 throws.
Yes, it is.
O'Fallon.
Amari Wills. He is a 59.3% free throw shooter on the year, and he'll hit the only one that he gets that goes around. And O'Fallon now 5 for 5 from the free throw line. We are just underway in this third quarter, though. 45 seconds in. Here is Kawan Smith. Smith gives it up in front of his bench to Zane Baker. Baker back to the top for Taylor, out into the paint for Marshall Harrison. Little turnaround 3-foot jumper falls in for Harrison. And Harrison now has 12 points.
Is he equal with Rayshawn now?
Now both of them had 10. Oh, Kawan Smith rips that ball right out of the hands of Sean Riley. And Smith, with a head of steam, brings it up and almost got hip checked right into the paint. Instead, he'll jump it off to Baker. Zane Baker in front of his bench to Moulton. Moulton just outside the lane will fling it back out toward midcourt for Kawan Smith. Smith dribbles and drives and then gives it up to Moulton. Moulton back out front now to Smith. Smith in the perimeter at the free throw line, gives it up for Taylor. Taylor's shot from the free throw line goes off, and the rebound is pushed out of bounds by Kawan Smith, as Kawan Smith was pushed from behind by Amari Wills.
Both went for the ball, and guess it went off of Kawan last.
That it did, with Wills right behind. So here is the aforementioned Amari Wills. He'll give it up to Burton. Burton at the free throw line almost lost control of that ball. Kawan Smith had a couple of tugs on it. Now Smith will take it and knock it out of bounds all in one motion. So no turnover, but O'Fallon will inbound once again after Collinsville took some time off of that clock playing some good defense. Here comes Tebby. Tebby breaks in from the right side, over into the corner. He kicks it over to Wills. Maury Wills backs up toward the scorer's table and then flings a pass out toward midcourt for Burton. Burton with 5:45 left to play here in this third quarter. Takes his time and then dribbles from one side to the next. Now back out to Riley. Over this way for Wills. Wills deep on the left wing. Gets a little bit of a pick there from Neal, and now Neal gets the ball. Almost lost the handle, and then finds a little bit of room. Overshoots the basket. Moulton takes care of the rebound for Collinsville. Up to Zane Baker, high off the glass. Won't go. Baker gets his own rebound. Gives to Kawan Smith. Smith's shot will fall a little bit short, but there is Rayshawn Taylor to put it back in.
A little bit surprised that Kawan didn't make that. That 17-foot jumper has been his bread and butter for pretty much as long as he's been in a Kahok uniform.
Fell a little bit short on that one. And now O'Fallon trying to answer. Collinsville keeping up the stellar defensive play. Here is Riley. Riley directing traffic, tells Burton to come out. Burton does. and takes over possession of the rock. Gives it up now for Neal. Neal out to the top of the key, gives it up for Tebby. Tebby with a head fake, pulls it up, free throw line, shot rolls off, won't fall. Marshall Harrison gets the rebound initially, but then it went out of bounds. Nice save there by Riley. Now Burton with it again, and a foul coming up against Kawan Smith.
That is his third.
It is. Oh, they're going to call that one against Baker. That'll be his first. Team second. O'Fallon has not committed a foul yet here in this third quarter, as Aaron Moulton will head out of the game. Kedrian Jones will take his place. Jones in there with 3 fouls of his own. There's a rattle that stays home for Riley. Riley now into double digits with 10. Here's Kawan Smith for Collinsville. Dribbling up over on the right wing. Now moves it up toward the right corner. Reverses direction. Gives it up for Marshall Harrison. Harrison, he'll pull up a 3-point shot from the wing. It rolls across the rim. Rebound, that belongs to O'Fallon. Panthers bring the ball back up court. 4 minutes left to go here in quarter number 3. We're halfway through the third quarter. Here is Amari Wills. Wills dribbles all the way to the right wing. Back out to the top of the key for Riley. Now on to the left wing for Burton. Burton takes it from there. Hands the ball off. Here is a dribble drive by Wills in front of the free throw line, and too high off the glass. It came down for Kadrian Jones, who handled the rebound. Now Rayshawn Taylor from the left wing for 3. Yes! Taylor hit one from way downtown, almost standing right in front of his coach.
That is a 22-point lead for Collinsville now.
3:20 left to play here in this third.
Rayshawn Taylor has 15 points.
Yes, he does. Here's a pass to Riley. Riley into the paint and didn't take the ball with him because Jones knocked it out of his hands right to Smith. There's a give and go bounce. Back to Jones, good for 2 points. Jones now with 4. 47-23. 2:50 left to play here in this third, and now a timeout called by O'Fallon will give us a chance to thank some more of our fine sponsors. How about, you got to turn that down before you do that, man. Collinsville Education Association. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org. Let's also thank the Junior Service Club of Collinsville. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club has been providing women in the Collinsville community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that help the needy in Collinsville. If you would like more information on any event put on by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, just head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and you will find all the information you need to know. 2:50 left to play here in this third quarter. 47-23, Collinsville with a commanding lead. O'Fallon with the ball. It's Jalen Watson. Watson tries to throw a pass into tight coverage to Lowry, but that ball was picked off by Collinsville.
And there'll be a blocking foul called on.
That one's going to go against Jalen Watson. No, Caleb Burton, his first. That's the first foul here in the second half for O'Fallon. Comes with 2:35 left to play in this third quarter. Here is Rayshawn Taylor for the Kahawks. Got back to Kawan Smith. Smith zigs, zags, almost left poor Lowry in his shoes at the free throw line. Here is Rayshawn. He takes it up, and it's knocked out of his hands, out of bounds, so Collinsville will get it back once again.
Not really a whole lot Ray could do there. There was about 3 Navy jerseys around him.
Oh, a little give and go on the inbound pass. Marshall Harrison takes care of that one. 2 more points for Marshall. He now has 14. 2:05 left to play here in this third quarter. Here's a bounce pass and it comes right back to Lowry. Lowry bounces it back inside once again for Watson, and
another one on Cajun.
Yep.
That'll be his
Adrian Jones.
4th.
Yep. 4th foul.
No Aaron Moulton sighting yet.
Yeah, probably because of the big lead. 49-23. Leave him out there. If he fouls out, he fouls out. Then you'll bring Moulton in. At the free throw line, it is Jalen Watson. Watson on the year, 12 for 21 from the free throw stripe. And misses the first one. Chris Porter, the 5'10 sophomore, checks back into the game. At the free throw line, another sophomore, the 6'5" Jalen Watson. Missed the front end and hits the back end. 49-24 is our score. Collinsville with the ball. Here is Kawan Smith to Marshall Harrison on the left wing. Now to the top of the key for Jones, and a bounce pass on the give and go in the paint was intercepted. That was a nice read there by Isaiah Kraft. Collinsville turns the ball over for the 6th time here in this game. Here's Lowry. Bounce pass over to Wills. Wills will launch a three-pointer. That one is just a little bit too far. It hits the fat part of the iron, and Collinsville will take care of the rebound. Here is Rayshawn Taylor. Taylor dumps it off to Smith. Kawan Smith takes it and circles it in. His first points here in the second half. He now is in double digits with 10 points.
Lead is now 27 for the Kahawks, doubling up the Panthers plus a little bit.
Panthers with the ball. Here is Isaiah Kraft. Kraft out to Lowry into the corner for Wills. Wills back out to Lowry. 1 minute to go here in this third quarter. There's a shot by Lowry. That one misses. Rayshawn Taylor takes care of the rebound. Over into the wing, now into the corner, and poked back out. But there is a nice save by Zane Baker. Here is Rayshawn Taylor. He will drive, he will shoot, he will score.
He now has 17.
Collinsville with a 29-point lead. 35 seconds left to play here in this third quarter. And the Panthers with the ball in front of their own bench. That is that is not Tebby. That is Kraft. Miss, a rebound. Collinsville with a chance to go over 30 before we head to the fourth quarter. Underneath the basket, a foul called just as the pass reached Zane Baker.
That will be on number 21.
That's going to be on Isaiah Kraft. That'll be his first. 18.1 seconds left. Panthers' second foul here in this quarter. And there's another give and go, but that one didn't go. And now another foul coming up as Kadrian Jones got the rebound, tried to go back up, and he was fouled in the process.
That'll be another one on Kraft. Oh, they're going to call that on the floor? All right.
15 seconds. Here is a inbound pass. Now Rayshawn Taylor for three. Yes! Rayshawn Taylor hits his third three-pointer of the night. Collinsville goes up by 32 with 4 seconds left and a loose ball, and is going to be picked up at the buzzer. Shot taken and good. Isaiah Kraft hits the three-pointer. That will make it 29 points. So the fourth quarter will not begin with running clock just because of that three-pointer hit there at the buzzer. So we head to the fourth quarter. I would imagine it won't be too long before we do get the running clock, but we will see. We are back with the fourth quarter in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
First National Bank of Waterloo. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo in O'Fallon for your mortgage and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, come see Bill Metzger at First National Bank of Waterloo. Call Bill at 618-632-1010 or visit him at 104 Regency Park in O'Fallon or online fnbwaterloo.com. That's my bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Pack Mail, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail, 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville, online, weshipstlouis.com, or call 346-4884.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Todd Duke, Zach Roseman along with you. We're into the fourth quarter. Collinsville has a commanding lead, and that lead just did stretch over 30 points by Marshall Harrison. So the rest of this game will be used on a running clock basis. Here is Logan Lowry. Lowry gives it up now for Riley, and Now to Neal, back over here, a three-point shot. That one misses the mark for Logan Lowry, and then a whistle right afterwards.
That'll be a foul on Lowry, I think.
Let's thank the City of Collinsville. You can check out the City of Collinsville's Facebook page for information on upcoming events in the city. And as always, the City of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District, and they wish all district athletes good luck this sports season. Inbound pass coming in from Geladini to Kawan Smith. Smith brings the ball up. And at the top of the key, puts on a little razzle-dazzle, gives to Geladini, over to Rayshawn Taylor, who gives to Marshall Harrison. Rayshawn launches another three from the left wing. That one's good. And then he gets pushed down, but no call on the play. And Rayshawn with three three-pointers here in the second half to go along with the one that he had in the first half. That makes it 61-27. Here is Riley. Riley puts it into the corner and then gets it right back onto the left wing. Out to the front for Burton. And now a picked-off pass. That was intended for Neal. Picked up by Rayshawn Taylor, and then a whistle on the play, and Caleb Burton will pick up his second foul.
And Aaron Moulton.
Dylan O'Temple will check into the game. Moulton also back in, so the two bigs are out there, the 6'6" juniors, Jones and Moulton. Dylan O'Temple will Coach Lee grabbing guys by the arms and pulling them back to the bench. They think they're still out on the floor, and he's like, no, we already got 5 out there. Here is O'Temple on the wing, and to Aaron Moulton. Moulton just outside the lane, gives it to Geladini. Geladini takes it back to midcourt. Now over to Kawan Smith. Smith being guarded by Tebby. Now Smith backs up, underhands a pass to Geladini. To the top of the key for O'Temple. Gives it to Aaron Moulton. Moulton's like, man, why'd you give me the ball there? I don't think Moulton was expecting that pass. They were just like a foot away from each other. Bounce pass. Geladini has that ball taken off of his backside, but that's because there was a foul call. This one's going to go against Drew Tebby. Tebby will pick up his first. That'll be the team's 6th as the clock continues to run here in this fourth quarter running clock mercy rule. Three-point shot. Oh, wouldn't fall for Kawan Smith. It wanted to, but at the last minute decided it wanted no part of the bottom of the basket, so the rebound belonged to O'Fallon, but that didn't last very long. 15th turnover for the Panthers. Will give the ball back to Collinsville. Here is Kawan Smith. He'll put on some nice moves again and take it down, and Smith now with 12 points. And here comes Logan Lowry. Lowry over on the far side wing, a three-point shot that rolls across the rim from Chris Porter. And Collinsville ends up with the rebound. Geladini to the top of the key. Here's a three-point try for Kadrian Jones. He's in a place where he's not normally in, and he shot that one. That was off to the right as soon as he let it out of his hands.
He took one right at the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
too.
he did. Over here in the corner.
Yeah,
There's a rebound by Collinsville and a second attempt, and this time Jones on the reverse side puts it back in.
Well, I mean, I guess if there's a situation to try to extend his range, now would be the time, but I don't think that's going to be what Coach Lee is going to want from
That's
Mr. Jones.
not his forte. Here's a three-point shot by Tebby, the first one since he had an early one in that first quarter.
They really only made 2 so far?
That was his second, the team's 4th.
All right. I haven't made many tonight.
No, it's 4 for 10 right now. Here's Geladini. He'll drive into the paint and try to throw a pass over to Moulton, but that ball is picked off by Riley, and then Geladini will pick up a foul trying to get it back.
And enter Caleb Ballinger and a couple of people for a
Caleb
foul.
Ladisky, the 6'6" senior, wears number 42. Here come the O'Fallon Panthers. 3 minutes left to play here in this fourth quarter. Running clock means that before you know it, it's over with. Collinsville will bring in their subs as well. Here is Tebby. He drives and we'll have a foul.
That one will be on Moulton.
Let's thank Chapman Trucking LLC while I have a chance. Chapman Trucking LLC is a local Collinsville business owned and operated by 1994 Collinsville graduate Christy Chapman. With over 9 years of experience, Chapman Trucking LLC can take care of all the heavy lifting when it comes to hauling aggregate materials such as sand, driveway rock, dirt, boulders, and more, including getting your heavy equipment where it needs to be. Give Christy a call for a free estimate. Chapman Trucking LLC, 618-960-9346, or online, chapmantruckingllc.net.
Drew Tebby makes both Thomas Bardwell and Logan Carlisle in for the Kahawks to replace the two big guys.
Tough to get all these ads in when you got running clock, man.
Yeah. Ballinger will bring the ball up.
Ballinger, did he come in and pick up a foul right away?
Yes,
Yeah,
that foul
that's what I thought.
That foul was on him.
Yeah.
I personally thought it was going to be on Moulton, but
Here's Bardwell. He'll give it up to Carlisle. Now back to Bardwell in the corner. 1:45 left to play here in this one. Top of the key now for Ballinger. Over on the far side for O'Temple. O'Temple brings it back over to this side. Here comes a shot. Three-pointer made by Thomas Bardwell. That'll make the stat sheet look better.
that's something that Thomas is good at.
A turnaround shot in the paint, and it's good for Jalen Watson, and then Watson will head to the free throw line for one. Geladini picks up his second foul.
Both teams now have 6 as we approach 1 minute to go.
One shot coming for Jalen Watson. He went 1 for 2 from the charity stripe just a little while ago and hits the only one he'll hit here. And here comes Collinsville. That is Caleb Ballinger. Ballinger over to O'Temple. He thought about a three-point shot, instead to Carlisle in the corner. Carlisle back out front for Ballinger. Over to Bardwell. Now to Geladini. He'll drive and lose the ball. That's only the 6th turnover here in this game for Collinsville, and it comes with just 30 seconds left to play here in this fourth quarter.
That's something that the Kahawks have struggled with at times. That's a good sign if you're Coach Lee.
Oh, yeah. Top of the key. There is Porter with 20 seconds left. And they do keep it as Kendall Walter, the freshman, takes it, gives it back up. And here comes Porter with a three-point shot. Geladini is there with the rebound. 5 seconds left, and that is pretty much going to do it. Collinsville will win this one here tonight, 68-35, and complete the 2-game season sweep over the O'Fallon Panthers. Last time that has happened was in the 2012-2013 season when Collinsville won 59-54 at O'Fallon and then 61-39 here at Collinsville High School. So a season sweep for Collinsville over O'Fallon. That'll take us right into our postgame show, brought to you by Culp Jennings Florist. Culp Jennings Florist is a staple in the Collinsville area, has been for generations. Culp Jennings Florist is located at 517 West Clay Street. You can stop in for weekly specials. Right now their focus is on Valentine's Day. That's right, coming up February the 14th. It's always on February the 14th, guys, so don't let it sneak up on you this year. Call Culp Jennings Florist. They will get you hooked up with flowers and anything else that you may need for your sweetheart on the big sweetheart day. 344-0404 is their number. Online, culpjennings.com. The postgame show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Culp Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Culp Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Culp Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Culp Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Culp Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, culpjennings.com.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future. To create your inheritance. To build your vision. To anticipate the known and unknown. And to find potential in both. And build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
All Pro Tees is your place for custom apparel for your school, business, sports team, and more. All Pro Tees offers a variety of services and options, and they'll walk you through that process step by step. They pride themselves in being a local Collinsville business, and they specialize in helping their clients promote and grow that business, all with custom apparel. All Pro Tees, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or call 344-2200. Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today, 618-344-2800, or on the Missouri side, 314-241-5253, or online, lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is a T3 certified tire center, and they can handle all of the basics, like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not-so-basic stuff like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations, Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook. Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com.
And we welcome you back into the Cullip Jennings Florist post-game show here on the Kahok Sports Network as your Kahawks are victorious here tonight, 68-35. And joining us on the program is Doug Kirk. What's your official title with the team, by the way?
Just assistant coach.
Assistant coach. So you are assistant coach on the varsity level and assistant coach on the JV level?
Yeah, I'm filling in tonight. Coach Anderson, his wife, had a baby.
Oh, yeah,
so
I know, yeah.
He's home enjoying time with the family.
He's home enjoying. He's listening right now, too, so don't talk bad about him.
I couldn't if I tried.
All right, well, let's begin with the JV game. You guys lost that one 54-42, but, man, could have been a lot worse, down 22-0 at the end of one quarter of play. Nice to see the guys not give up, and because that's easy to do, man. When you're down 22-0 after one, you could be like, you know what, I don't even want to play anymore, blah, blah, blah. But they did not do that. They came back and made a game of it.
Yeah, give credit to our kids. I mean, just like you said, sometimes high school kids, when you get down, it's easy to quit. We didn't quit. Those kids, they played as hard as they possibly could to the end, and to come back and only, get out of there getting beat by 12. We're lucky to do that, but, credit to our kids and credit to O'Fallon. I mean, they shot the ball lights out tonight. There's not much we could have done. They came ready to play, and, sometimes you take your lumps, and that happens.
Yeah, I was setting up my equipment during that first quarter, and every time I looked up, it seems like they hit everything they threw up at the basket.
Yeah. And that, that happens. Like I said, credit to them. That's something we learn. In practice, we're going against the varsity. Sometimes JV doesn't get a chance to break things down and work on some of the things. But, that's not an excuse. These kids know how to play basketball. And like I said, credit to O'Fallon. They shot the ball real well tonight. You're going to have that.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the varsity game. Big win, but, boy, kind of started off a little iffy there in that first quarter. Only a 3-point advantage by you guys after one. But O'Fallon took a couple of leads in that quarter. I thought that was a very well-timed timeout by Coach Lee in that first quarter.
Yeah, Coach Lee knows what he's doing. I mean, he's done this for 30 years. Had a couple of defensive miscues. They like to stretch us out a little bit there, and they were hurting us with Burton off of the high ball screen. But, Coach is good at making adjustments. He knows when to use a timeout. He knows exactly what to say. Kids regrouped, and as you can see, holding the varsity basketball team to 35 points in Southwestern Conference. that's saying something. So our kids really bought in. I thought they did a terrific job on the defensive end tonight.
Yeah, that was very evident. 4 points you allowed them in the second quarter and 9 points in the third. Anytime I think you can hold another varsity team down to single digits in any quarter, that's a feather in your cap.
Yeah, the momentum absolutely shifted in the second quarter. I mean, we had them in a spot where they were just having a really hard time not only scoring but getting good looks at the basket. Our kids did a very good job, and Kawan Smith, Skeet, he's always so much fun to watch. He puts pressure on those guards. It's like taking the head off a snake. They just can't get any separation off of him. He was in them all night. Just a terrific job defensively.
Yeah, I've made comments before about Smith. I like you guys call him Skeet. That's such a fitting nickname there. His hands are just as fast as his feet.
Yeah, and we always talk about it in practice as a coaching staff, and it goes back to a few years ago when we had Gus Wellmaker.
Yeah, I remember him.
We're fortunate to have, but Kawan is a kid who's just unbelievable with defensively on the ball. I've just never seen a kid, like you said. If you dribble the ball in front of him, it's gone. He's going to take it from you, and we're very fortunate to have him on our team.
Yeah, he's got really good hand-eye coordination, doesn't he?
Fantastic hands. And a lot of things that I love about Kawan, and I don't think it goes unnoticed but defense stands out as he's a fantastic ball handler. He doesn't turn the ball over very much, makes very good decisions. He's a good player, a very good player.
Now you guys got a non-conference matchup at Civic Memorial on Saturday. What do you know about this year's version of CM?
Not a whole lot. I think they've struggled down the stretch, but any road game is tough. But we've got a scouting report on them. We watched some film. Our guys are going to be ready to go.
Yeah, because of that washed-out game from the 11 inches of snowfall we had. It's been a while since you guys played.
It has been a while. I don't think the JV has played since early January.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's nice to get back in the swing of things. We had that Belleville West game that we were prepping for and planning got called off. But, living in the Midwest, you gotta deal with it.
Yeah, we get kind of used to it here. Doug Kirk, thank you very much for the visit, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
That is Doug Kirk, assistant coach on the varsity and the JV level for your Collinsville Kahawks, and we do thank him for showing up here and spending a little time with us on the postgame show. Let's take a look at your numbers. Rayshawn Taylor was the leader in points for this one. Matter of fact, Rayshawn, the last time these two teams met in O'Fallon, Rayshawn scored 23 points, and he did that again here tonight. So the Collinsville junior leading all scorers with 23. After that, Marshall Harrison had 16. Kawan Smith ended up with 12. Those are your three double-digit scorers for the Kahawks. Kadrian Jones chipped in with 6. Zane Baker had 5 points, 3 points off the bench for Thomas Bardwell. Laurent Geladini ended up with 2 points, and Aaron Moulton had his 1 point held over from the first half. Only one double-digit scorer for O'Fallon. That was Sean Riley II. He ended up just at double digits at 10 points. Drew Tebby chipped in with 8. Caleb Burton had 7, 4 points for Jalen Watson, and then 3 apiece for Isaiah Kraft and Amari Wills. The rest of the numbers look like this. Collinsville are out rebounding O'Fallon 20-11 in that game. O'Fallon committed 15 turnovers. Collinsville only turned the ball over 6 times. From the lines, Collinsville hit 4 of 7 free throws, while the O'Fallon Panthers hit 9 of 10. 3-point land, that's where Collinsville really stretched that lead out late. Kahawks hit 7 of 15 three-point tries, while O'Fallon hit 4 of 11. It was 17-14 after 1 quarter of play. Collinsville stretched that 3-point lead into an 18-point lead with a 19-4 performance in that second quarter over O'Fallon, and it didn't end there. Collinsville then outscored O'Fallon 20-9 in that third quarter. The two teams battled to a 12-12 draw in the fourth quarter, but by then it was already said and done with the running clock right after the first basket of that fourth quarter, and Collinsville rolled on to that 68-35 victory. That is going to do it for us tonight from Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Our next game coming up this Tuesday, it's a girls matchup, and it'll be at Alton against the Alton Lady Redbirds. Tuesday night at 7:30. We'll be on at about 7:15, and then Saturday we have a game at Granite City for the boys. So in between that, not a lot going on. It's here? Yeah, I looked on the schedule. It said at Granite, and then over on that far right-hand column, it said Granite City High School. but it didn't say. I don't know. It's a weird looking schedule. I was wondering that myself, so I just went with it, saying the far column where there either says Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium or it says the other team's gymnasium. This one said Granite. I swear, that's the one I have printed out at home. I'll show you. Chris Keller never believes me. I always have these schedule problems. He's like, no, man, the girls aren't playing soccer that night. That's homecoming. Huh? What? So anyway, Tuesday and Saturday, I might throw Thursday's girls game on there just in case I have to cancel one later on because of some hockey playoffs, but we'll make that decision sometime at the beginning of next week. Big thank you to Zach Roseman for taking care of the scoreboard and the camera and providing some color for my play-by-play, and of course a big thank you to Coach Lee for joining us in the pregame show and for the postgame comments there from Coach Kirk. We appreciate all that. So my name is Todd Duke, and until Tuesday evening, everyone, have yourselves a fantastic weekend.